Hey. It has been a while. Hello, guys. Today we're gonna be playing a game of Interplanetary. Oh, wait, no. Babylon 5.
Yes.
It is of interplanetary proportions, though.
Well, a bit more than that.
no,
We
no,
got
interstellar.
a
It's in interstellar proportions.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. We can't use it. Intergalactic proportions.
No, that's between galaxies. That's no. Intragalactic.
That's more like
yes.
Yeah.
Within the galaxy.
Yeah, because the Interstellar is a movie, and we don't want to rip that off. Though, on the other hand, you cannot copyright that. You can't copyright Interstellar because that is an official science word. It's a sciencey stuff, and it has been in use before the movie came out, so they can't copyright that. So we can use it. Suck on that, Disney.
But is it a Disney film?
It's a Warner Brothers, I want to say, because
it's legendary. Yeah.
I mean, yes, because it's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Disney does not own Warner Brothers yet?
No, they don't own everything yet.
Really?
No.
I thought they owned everything that sounds American.
I think they're about 40% of Hollywood.
Yeah.
No.
Where Paramount is just about to.
So I
When do we
get
say
my
that?
guesses
I don't
more
wanna-
right by guessing something is Disney than guessing anything else.
Yes.
Okay,
You're
fair.
not quite up to 50-50 yet, but they
Yeah,
almost own everything.
but on the other hand, if I started guessing around, it would be more wrong. Because there is more than two options here. I think.
Yeah.
Here's how it's gonna. I think, and honestly, only because I keep track of this shit. Yes, Disney owns a lot of the Fox Media stuff. Owns all of the Fox Media stuff now. Paramount, which is HBO. Wait, Paramount is doing their own thing, and they're grabbing their own section of movies, which is going to be part of the Warner Brothers. Now, Warner Brothers is part of HBO.
And HBO is part of AT&T.
Yes, so
Yes.
That makes absolutely no sense, man. Go ahead.
that's why right now HBO has done their whole release of like, hey, just do HBO Plus, man. You don't even need fucking cable for us. Not only that, you get our library of everything we own. They consolidated.
Isn't Babylon 5 available on HBO?
Yes.
They're owned by Comcast. I think.
It's owned by Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
is that right?
it's,
That's right,
it's owned
yes.
by Warner Brothers, but it is available on HBO, last I heard.
Yes. Well, HBO Max or whatever it's called.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
Babylon 5 is on HBO?
Yeah, HBO Max right here.
Okay, well then that's where I'm gonna finish
Alright.
watching it then, because I haven't finished watching.
Trying to
last...
keep track of which company owns which company.
And
Yeah,
which
it's-
item within which company,
Yeah.
owns which company, which owns which items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's
So
NBC,
the safe
who's
bet
by
is
Comcast.
if it's entertainment, it's Disney. If it's anything else, it's that one company that owns Kellogg's. I don't remember what are they actually called.
So everything is either entertainment or a breakfast cereal.
Yeah. Uh,
By the way, Zimmy, Froggy says he's heard from everybody else and he's doing his audio test, waiting for you to speak.
How are you doing, Zimmy?
I don't care about Froggy's life.
Oh!
The
Not
feelings
so
expressed
canceled.
by Zimmy are not the opinions of the network.
I mean,
We love
everything's in
our
my
Froggy.
everything's in my name, so I mean, technically, yes, it is. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. I love you, Froggy.
Froggy's crying. You made him
I
cry.
heart you, Froggy. I heart
Oh
you.
no!
You're the only one who cares if any of my characters
One of the
die.
reasons.
You're the
Why
only
are
one who
you
cares.
insulting our only fan? Hey! Steven no longer counts because Steven is part of the crew.
How have you been enjoying the part of the crew?
Steven,
Hmm?
how have you been enjoying being part of the crew?
I think it's cool and a great way to spend my Saturdays and break up the week from, well, till the next Saturday.
Day by daylight, day by daylight, day by daylight.
I know, right? I was playing Sentinels of Freedom
Oh,
this week.
sorry. Correction, yes.
And Interstellar last Friday or Saturday.
Your planet.
Not just Dead by Daylight.
Fantastic.
Ah.
Well, I was the lone vote against you.
Oh, gee. Thanks.
I'm kidding, of course.
And you're regretting it now? No.
No,
You're-
I still say I
you're-
was right. I was
Yeah, that's what
completely right.
that's what I meant to say. Okay.
Oh, glad to see you all enjoying this stuff after
Mhm.
2 years of independence.
So I now have a nemesis, Carlos. Okay. Hmm.
It's the new Nemesis DLC. The paid experience.
That was sort of a Sentinels of the Multiverse reference.
And I was referring to Stellaris getting a new DLC called
I
Nemesis.
played Sentinels. That's a fun game.
It also has an RPG book for it.
You have the Sentinels of Freedom is basically a role-playing game based on the card game Sentinels of the Multiverse, which is also a computer game based on the card game.
So it's all a royal mess.
And it's all based on the comics.
And there is RPG based on the.
I've never read any of the actual comics.
That
I just
reminds
play
me,
the
Neither have I.
multiverse.
That reminds me,
Card
I
game.
need to get character art for Duhan. I had completely sidestepped that one because my standard artist is currently busy. So I need to employ.
Oh, that's true. I won't get a pop-up of my skills on the...
Yeah, I need to get working on that. As part of the band, we are going to be next month is going to be Burned Lands month.
Huh.
We're going to be burning some lands next month.
Ooh.
Or landing in some
started.
barrens. Landing in some barrens.
Yeah. On the other news.
Is that why it's called Bernlands? Because they burnt Bern, except you called it Be? Never mind.
Okay. Also, I do believe next week we will be starting off with the other campaign on Fridays. Possibly.
Possibly. Yeah.
Possibly.
Next month, sometime, there will be a Fallout campaign.
You sure it's next month? Isn't it next Friday 30th?
Yes, next Friday is this month.
Well, remember, I had to push things back because of.
So we're pushing it back, not
Yeah,
just to
the
30th
start
now?
date. Yeah, the start date's been pushed back
Okay.
because of Friday being pushed back.
Okay.
Nope, that's fine. We just want to make sure we're clear on. Okay.
I'm not going to just throw you guys to the wolves.
What?
Make sure
What?
No, give you guys a chance to.
Oh, yeah, you're going to
know
give
what
us
you're
the
doing.
wee little.
So
prep.
did I mess you up?
What?
Did I mess you up by moving my pin?
No,
No.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm confused. No,
Yeah,
No.
because he moved things around on his screen, so he thinks it messes up things on my screen.
It's because it said it had a pin. I was pinned, and I'm like, I didn't pin myself. Maybe Wooster pinned myself, and I'm like, oh, what's this button do? Oh, it unpins me. And I'm like, oops, did I just unpin?
Oops, I did it again.
Carlos's picture wandering around the
Oops,
screen.
oh, Carlos.
That would definitely be a nightmare.
Could you just imagine that it's like it's Carlos's one that's just wandering randomly around the Twitch screen?
And then you know there's old screensavers where it goes from corner to
Yes, where
corner.
it just bounces around.
Just Carlos going. "Ah!" Everyone else silent.
Oh.
but it's a Modifia's new Fallout system. It'll be on Tabletop Simulator, so I didn't have a chance to finish everything I wanted to accomplish this week because work.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, good times. But yeah, hopefully finish everything between this weekend and next week. Friday we give you guys the players a chance to practice the
Test run.
system and just practice things before we just jump in and then looking to start the week after that. So
So we're not going to be streaming this week either way. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I thought we were just gonna start playing outright.
oh no,
Not that I
no.
mind. I mean,
I'm trying to be a nice and gracious GM to start.
What?
Because
what is this nonsense?
because it's Fallout, so I'm probably going to try to kill you at every turn. It's Fallout.
And
He's just left random nuclear mines lying around, you know.
oh right, I have the minimum possible starting HP, so that might not be a good idea.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, shoot. Yeah. All nothing, everything in there has like, hey, use this to kill your players. Like, oh okay.
Right. Do you have armor class nuclear fallout shitter? No, you're dead.
I might need to steal one.
Something you're not supposed to do in a moving car. Fall out.
Oh.
True. Very true.
Or in an airplane.
Well,
Or
if
on
you've
a
got a
ship.
parachute, you're fine.
You're right. You
Do you
can't fall
know-
out of a car if you have a parachute.
I will say no, because on military aircraft, only the aircrew have parachutes, none of the passengers. So I don't recommend it.
Unless they're paratroopers.
Yeah, but they bring it. They bring their parachutes. Normal people don't bring their parachutes.
Yeah, also the commercial airlines don't have
Yeah.
their parachutes until
no.
like absolutely necessary, because people jumping out of the plane is rarely a good thing.
Exactly. But I'm just feeling like if I'm in the military, well, I'm not in the military anymore, so I don't give a fuck. But if I see like the pilot is like, I'm knocking somebody out. Okay, you put me in jail when I get to the ground, but at least I
At
got
least
to
I'm
the
on the
ground.
ground
I
intact.
I think it's just more like the confidence of the public towards the commercial airline, because if you were to have go and underneath, you'll find your parachute and they're going, what? Are we going to need this?
There's not only that, you can't have the public just. I mean, there's a whole training thing involved. You have
It
to
is a
land
lot of
ride. You have
training
to.
and, yeah, it's not.
It's not just like put them on and you'll be
Put
fine. No,
on.
you will still fucking kill yourself when you
Yeah.
land.
Yeah.
Break your leg.
I mean, I guess it's depending on how you want to die. Free falling from thousands of feet in the air, or in a burning piece of death metal. Yeah,
And you know what?
very
Most of
fair.
these airplanes fall over the ocean anyways. What are you gonna do? Fucking parachute into the ocean? You are definitely gonna die if you get tangled up. Parachute. Anyways, why are we talking about that?
I don't know. I
Because
have
you are
enough stories.
predicting how the episode is going to go.
1 million ways to die
Down in
on the
flames?
planet Earth. Right.
Quick,
maybe,
fall out, fall out.
Maybe we should stop bantering and get into the game.
What?
Maybe.
Already? But I like the bendering part. I don't need a GM with me bend.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get the show on the road.
Rad Scorpion.
Ladies and gentlemen, about 2 weeks ago, our brave adventurers decided to deal with a few situations. 1, they decided to get to the beacon. 2, they decided to deal with Slack's problems. And 3, they found what happened to Babylon 4. If you wish to know more about that, please visit our previous episode on YouTube today. Available until somebody blocks it. The situation now is they picked up a hitchhiker of Minbari breed and proceeded to head towards Babylon 5, where they should be receiving their hard-earned rewards for the mission. Meanwhile, Slack's crew has been detained in the holding cells. Unknown whether or not all of the accomplices are there with them. And now, the crew, gathering up at the captain's request in the bridge, including the new arrival of the Minbari breed.
You did say bridge and not brig, right?
Maybe. That's up to
That's the-
that's up
I
to
heard
the
what I
captain.
wanted to hear.
That's to be determined.
I thought we were meeting Terrence.
Oh. No.
Terrence is with us. If he wants to be.
No, actually, our last thing I remember is Terrence turned
Sick
on his
day.
big brain thinking. It was like worrying about the temporal paradox of Duhan being here, and he just like walked out because he's got enough shit on his head. He didn't want to sit there and be like, I don't even want to guess what that means.
Yeah.
So he like walked out.
I'm trying to deal with people's problems already right now. I'm not needing someone else's. outside my head. Yeah. So Landis is on the bridge.
Captain.
We will be arriving shortly at Babylon 5. I think there is going to be some actions we need to take. First off, we've been reminded that there has been contraband that has been on the ship ever since we get control of it. Contraband that I do not agree with, and let's just say, if for any reason station security was to check the ship, they will not agree with either. So I think best things first is get the illicit goods off our ship. We have gathered everything that Sasha and her crew found, correct?
Out of
Yes,
character, I thought you already dumped it in hyperspace.
I was put in the airlock.
Ah,
Terrence and I took care of all of it. It's all in one big pile, ready to do whatever you want to do with. My suggestion is to space it.
That's my thought also. The other question is, what do we do with Sasha and her?
Molari raises a hand. Can't we just turn over the illegal goods to the authorities on Babylon 5? I mean, they rarely charge you with crimes if you just hand them over.
More the
It's not a bad suggestion. It does give us credit, and we could pin it on the reason why we have these guys in jail and just hand the whole crew over to Babylon 5. Security.
hand them over and advise that
I
they
mean,
tried
at
to take
best,
over the
they
ship,
tried mutiny.
and this is still illicit goods and everything on them. The idea that they're not going to be running around Babylon 5 is appealing. Yes. In that case, best to keep.
Let's
the action.
try to, like, if we go down this path, let's just be 100% honest and say that this wasn't our ship prior, without our knowledge anyways. They found it and tried to take over the ship. We just want the entire mess out of here, out of our hands. With your permission, I'll make sure that that gets done.
honesty is generally the best policy.
All right, Captain, I'll take
But
care
that
of
might
that.
be old-fashioned.
Good suggestion, Malari. Why don't you come with me and we'll take care of that once we land on Babs. Once we're on station. Sorry. Oh yeah, that's right. I almost
Ouch.
forgot.
What did
You're
I
muted.
volunteer myself for? I was hoping to connect with the Centauri Science Directorate. Ah. He then looks around. Was there anything else, Captain?
You're wanting to talk to the science director. You might want to talk to my brother-in-law.
Oh yeah, Mr. Cotto. Yeah. I was planning on using the embassy connections. They're a bit more stable, but you know, I'll do that. It's a good idea.
Captain, I would like to check in with the Minbari embassy as well. That one.
Yes, and I'll be able to introduce you to the. I think I should be able to get you an introduction. To the embassy.
Would be much appreciated. I have a rather
A lot to catch
fascinating
up
report to submit.
on. Yeah, you got a lot of overtime clocked.
I was thinking the same thing. Back pay is a bitch.
This is why the Minmaru government collapses. Is paying Duhan's back pay.
The Minbari Civil War was never about anything else than Duhan's back pay.
Turns out that Duhan, the second the way they calculate their finances, Duhan's owed the planet. The only thing of that value that they can pay him.
Luckily,
Thinking
the
just give me a couple
Minbari
colonies
banking system
instead.
doesn't believe in compound interest.
Maybe that's a good thing.
It's not sticking up pretty soon.
Scare how much compound interest goes up. But anyway, we stop derailing the game. Yes, yeah, I should be able to, with my contacts, introduce you. There.
Thank you.
Is Terrence actually on the bridge, or is he? No.
You would
He's just
assume
gonna
he's in
turn-
the brig with the rest of his crew.
Landis is just going to turn to everyone else on the bridge, and he's just going to go. Now, is there anything that anyone needs to bring to my attention?
Come on, y'all can speak freely.
Then say, by the signs of it, there's nothing that warrants the attention of the crew. If there is anything that needs to be brought to my attention, but you all will prefer a quieter space, do so. I am reachable in my quarters. I am going to get some rest. I would at least ask you to get people a couple hours of sleep. But after that, and Landis will just stride off the bridge.
At which
Never.
point Molari looks around and, okay, so who's in charge now?
Malone's in charge now.
All right, first officer. Yes, sir.
You know, I just want to say, it's been another tough month. This mission has been difficult on a lot of levels, personally, well, and obviously physically. It's taken its toll. I just want to say how proud I am of this crew. You guys have outdone yourselves. And bonuses, again, will be reflected in your paychecks as a way of thank you. Anyways, we're always here available if anybody needs to talk.
I try and pull Malone aside and ask him a question.
Dismissed.
Where did you get your fighting pipe?
Oh,
Are you a ranger?
this, you like that, right? You could say I'm. Oh, actually. Oh, this, you like that, huh?
Yeah, except it's like this long, but yeah, okay.
Well, unless he does the.
Right.
I was just waiting for the moment like Carlos was going to start touring around and it like slips and it just takes out a camera or something.
Well,
It looks
kind
like,
of. We're
it looks like
unofficially.
a slightly different version than mine.
Well, I had to make. This is a. Let's compare it. Well,
What are
this
the
one I
changes
got as
then over
a
the-
gift from one of our previous crew. His name was
Anon.
Anon.
Lanon. Yes, Lanon.
Why would I know that? Sorry.
But
This one seems to be. Let's compare. I'm curious to see how this compares to yours.
The other one is clearly newer.
Yes.
No, the reason why Johan knows it was Lennon is like Lennon's actually had his name written on it.
Probably property. It
Yeah,
says it's
property
like,
of
yeah, look
Lenon.
at this script. Look at this beautiful script that it has right here.
Property of Lenon, yes.
Please return the third fate of Shakur.
Amazing.
The general technology hasn't really changed in 900 plus years.
You did mention that it's very traditional. Anyways, I keep it close to me at all times, as I think is tradition. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool.
It is. Warriors shouldn't go anywhere without their fighting pipe. Perhaps we could set up a duel sometime, a friendly duel.
I would really, really enjoy that.
See what techniques he might have taught you.
Yeah, just the basics. But I would like to learn from somebody new. I wonder how the styles have changed.
Probably dramatically.
Well, I'll make sure to find some time to take care of that.
Very well. Make it small again. Put it away.
Meanwhile, Mr. Captain arrives into his quarters to find his wife sitting reading from a tablet, raising attention. Ah, welcome home.
And how are you?
Same as usual, bored out of my skull.
I know. I know. Not alphas.
Why would I want to go to a backward human colony?
Or Centauri Prime. That's what.
Which one?
Helps if I don't get my
You-
plants mixed up.
Landis is just so tired. He's mixing up places.
Yeah.
I think that's John tired, not
Yeah.
Landis.
Yeah. Shh.
No.
Both of them are tired.
I'm rolling with it. Um,
Ah, you're tired. Well, do you want me to take care of the ship while you're sleeping?
I think there'll be a mute to control the.
Oh, I resent that accusation. Just because you keep me tucked here behind closed doors doesn't mean I can't do things.
I am not saying that. Do you think?
You also haven't given me a position on the ship aside of your mistress.
I apologize. Last time I checked, we're still married. Are we not?
Are you telling me you're not enjoying being my lover?
So you're missing the scandals, are you?
A
Of the
little,
home world.
yes. I mean, there's not a lot of eligible bachelors on this ship. And the ones that are nuns. No offense, but not my thing.
Christ. You flirted enough with Malone. I'm surprised you've never made a move.
He's
On him?
married. With a person on this ship who's having an affair with another person on this ship. I don't want to get into that mess.
thought
Where's
that would be the
the
perfect
good old
scandal.
single people? Hmm. Yeah, but it's such a close circle, yeah. Oh, by the way, who's the new Mindabout? Is he single?
Yes. I think he's been single for a while, my dear. He might be a bit rusty in that
Hmm.
department.
But he also only has the one. Well, anyway, this is probably the last thing you want to hear before you go to sleep. So
Hmm.
let me get you some hot jala and let's get you to sleep. And then, anyone want to raise up a point before you reach civilization?
I want to check in on. Let's see. Let's go. Terrence goes first. He's been sort of quiet.
Harris just went in his room, and for like the past like hour, he's been just ripping it apart because he knows Slack's MO, and he's finally found where Slack hid the rest of his drugs he had on his person. You know,
Oh,
he's not keeping, drugs on him, all of them anyway. So, so he finds I don't know, what was it? Dust? Is that what it's called? Dust.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He finds the rest of his dust, and he flushes down the space toilet. Is that a thing? Yes, he just flushes down
no.
the space toilet.
I hope that doesn't get recycled into our drinking water.
Oh, well,
Yes,
no.
it does.
No. Zim, the player, is not that smart, but Terrence, the character, would know not to do that and finds an appropriate place to dispose of.
Actually, does he know about Centauri technology doing that?
you could.
Well, I mean, he has a basic understanding of Centauri language, so he could probably read,
The tech manual.
read the tech manual and schematics and be like, okay, let me take it here.
Why don't you put it with that other big pile?
Incinerator.
Huh?
Put it with that
Well-
other big pile of
well,
stuff
no.
because that's where Malone is securing it.
Well, no, because last time, only because talking to you guys, apparently hyperspace gives psychic space magic, more powerful space magic, and he doesn't want to put the psychotropic, dust that gives you powers into hyperspace, because he has no clue what the fuck that does. Some probably space microbe somewhere would get super high and then try to take over the universe. That's really how the shadows started. Somebody put drugs in hyperspace and they're like, yes.
That explains third space.
Exactly. So he just finds a place to dispose of them properly. I mean, he'll put the combat drugs in the with the rest of the shit, but the dust, he wants to make sure that's correctly disposed of somewhere.
Are you just trying to suggest that the aliens from the third space movie are just very zealous anti-litterers? They saw
Yes.
someone that actually
Yes.
dump
Yeah, that must have
litter
been.
into space, and ever since they've been like, everyone has to die.
Yes.
Pretty much.
You threw stuff in hyperspace. Everybody in your universe must die.
Mr. Terrence, roll
Mhm.
me an administration check with intellect.
That's what I did right there. It's right there. No, I'm just kidding. That was my last row. But oh no, cancel. No, okay. Intellect.
No.
9. Okay.
Jawohl.
So, as you go about your business, nothing unusual.
I'm trying to do the right thing, Wooster. You don't punish
I know.
people for doing the right thing.
I'm not punishing you. This is actually
could've-
the opposite.
You could have snorted the whole thing. Yeah, let's go. No, we're not gonna do that.
Terrence bouncing off the walls in his room.
Yeah. I can hear all of time and space.
This was actually a notice check for Terrence, but he didn't notice. The difficulty was too high.
It was a notes check on
Ah.
admin? What?
Yep.
Yes, he has to admin his own mind, and
He has to make sure that he fills the form in triplicate? Is that what you're trying to say?
he
Yes.
thinks he got rid of it, but Talia just stashed it somewhere. That's it.
No. Well, if you must know, it was him going to the airlock, stashing stuff, and not noticing that some of it is missing.
he wouldn't. I mean, he would just be like, okay, here's some drugs. There's a lot of fucking drugs, so he probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the difficulty was high. He wasn't going through it.
Oh no, I'm not going through it. So, combat drugs here, space dust. You're someplace. We're putting you in. I don't know. I don't trust. I don't know.
There is a ship vault. You could ask someone to put them. I mean, the ship vault is only accessible by Malone and Landis.
Actually,
Put it into the reactor. Yeah. We'll take care
I
of
don't
it.
know.
Key on it. Nobody will ever want to take it though.
Right. Considering that people take coffee grounds that have come out of civets' backsides, I don't bet on that.
I don't drink coffee.
Me neither, for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably go in like the medical bay, grab some go somewhere in the ship, grab some like fucking acid and just dump it in the acid and just watch it, you know.
Oh, the fumes.
You would know how to make that inert.
I would not. The doctor might. I would not.
You mean Doctor or Dr. Elisa?
Dr. Alicia, who knows, probably knows how these drugs are doing whatever to somebody's mind, but he doesn't want to talk to her. He
She
doesn't trust.
probably made it.
He doesn't trust her right now, Ooster. He doesn't trust her.
Give it to
He
Dr.
doesn't trust
Sergey.
anyone.
I don't trust anybody with this stuff, especially with, you know, psychic chick in my head who can apparently bounce through people's minds and whatnot. So, how it is? Can I roll education of the best way to get rid of this dust with no issues or
Education,
whatever role?
science, or demolitions.
I don't want.
Double ones.
What do you say? You said science or what?
Demolitions.
I don't have any of those things.
Jack of all trades.
I know. I guess that's the only. Where's science? Okay, science. Put that on there. I mean, that does give me a +1 after it's all said and done because you know I have a pretty high education. 10.
Wow.
Yeah. You batch up some sort of mixture of chemicals that you deem to be the thing that should dissolve it, like the strongest possible acid. Put it in a closed bottle and shake a little, and it goes. And you're not entirely sure what to do with the bottle. Do you dare to open it or not? But it's in there, and you're pretty sure it has been dissolved by the acids.
Okay. Then I'll probably give it to Sergey and be like, dispose of that, please. And he'll just like quickly walk away before
What
he can
is
say yes or no.
this?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just throw it away. Gone.
It's poison. Get rid of
Don't drink it.
It didn't look like vodka. Well, it kind of does. I wonder if it tastes good.
But that is all Terrence will do unless, you know, somebody else takes over. But Terrence is doing nothing else today.
Well, right, okay, so the journey continues through hyperspace towards Babylon 5. Your estimated travel time slowly dwindling towards nothing. There is a more unceremonious practice round being held by 2 warriors on the ship. Let us see you guys give me rolls of melee fighting to see which one of you is the most skilled warrior.
Oh boy.
Just, you know, for practice
that-
situation.
All right,
Melee.
Dylan, let's see what you got.
If you're using Denbok, you're using melee plant weapons.
Say what now?
You're using melee bludgeoning or plant or bashing or whatever you have, as
I
it's not a
couldn't use-
slicing weapon.
I have
No, I have
unarmed
blade.
and
I have blade,
and
but that's
blade.
it. Yeah.
So you're both using 0 skill.
Unless we could change it from blade to blunt.
No. This is pretty much a bashing weapon.
Very well.
I don't know. It seems to draw a lot of blood.
Yeah.
So just melee dexterity.
Yeah, or strength. It's your call. Which route you take.
It's technically not unarmed, so I don't get my unarmed bonuses. So this is gonna be interesting.
Mhm.
This
All right, here we go.
I have no idea if this is clicking the right button or not, but
It is irrelevant.
your elephant.
Yes. Okay, so that is 10 and 9.
I'm just a little bit stronger than you expected.
Yeah. Considering that he is not a Minbari, he's handling the Denbok quite well. It is most often a tie, but you are pretty sure that either you're out of practice or this guy is rather talented.
You had a good teacher, assuming we rolled the same kind of thing.
Yeah. It's all about the balance points and treating it as an extension of yourself. Don't think of it as a pike. Think of it as another part of me.
You're telling that to a Minbari warrior. Really? I never knew that.
Technically, I'm expositioning to the audience.
All
And
right.
technically, he does have like 900 years more of technique advancement behind him, so.
This is true. And I did roll a 1. So.
Oh, let me show you this. Let me show you this thing that. Let's see if you know how to do this thing that Lanance showed me.
Just roll it again and see what happens.
I really wish we could use blade.
If you draw knives, then you can.
Well,
I think you know the counter to that.
I think I can figure that one out.
You figured that one out.
Yeah, as I try to like show off and like, let's see what you can do against this.
It's
And you
apparently one of the
quickly-
more older Minbari techniques.
We're fairly balanced here. This 10-9 thing is pretty accurate.
Yeah. You definitely can overtake him. He just surprised you with the amount of skill he had.
But do you know this trick taught to me by Entel Za?
Oh, that catches me completely by surprise. No. All right.
4. Okay, that trick doesn't work.
Yeah, let's see what he has in store because he might roll.
He can't do worse. I rolled double 1s.
Oh yeah. It's one of those, like the chess opening with checkmate in 3 moves. If you know it's coming, you can prepare for it and lay out a trap.
Actually, what the trick was I drop my pike and try and grab his, and obviously because I dropped mine.
So all I did was struggling there for a second, and then I just like push it forward into your face and make you release it out of like with the thing.
Yeah.
Wow, double 1s. I see that trick doesn't really work now.
Good try. Good try though. I've already learned my lesson on that one. Lanan caught me on that many a time.
All right.
And he said literally the counter is just to push it into your face and push you past it. Well, this was good. I like it, Duan. I'm glad we did this. This was quite a workout.
I like the fact that you're using strength and I'm using dex, and our numbers are exactly the same.
The other one is more nimble, and the other one is more strong.
Now, if you use dex and I use strength, I think that might sway the odds in my favor.
You want to test that out? I can
one
use some
time,
of
why
your
not?
dex.
Sure.
Here, let me show you a stance where you can take advantage of your strength.
And I show him like lower body style. Meanwhile, you show me how to stay light on my feet, and we'll try a dex versus strength.
Yuck. Even with +1. We both suck. Yeah, okay. We both failed horribly, but you failed less horribly.
This is true. One of you failed less horribly.
That was fun.
uh, well then, it is high time that we arrive at the destination, which
You missed
is
a rhyme chance there. Well, time we arrive at Babylon 5.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ooh.
The hyperspace portal opens up.
God, it's been so long since we've been at Babylon 5.
You arrive into neutral space. Officially neutral space, as the a welcoming introduction message plays out in the bridge. This is neutral space. Babylon 5 has declared independence. Any ship will be expected to obey the laws of Babylon 5 space and that of the Earth, that those set down by the Earth before 2260. We do not recognize the current rule of Earth Alliance, and so forth. But that's hardly news. I do believe you were on station when that happened.
Fought for the station's independence.
Oh yeah, you did. Forgot
Yeah.
about that.
All news to me.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'll
but-
catch you up on it as we're arriving.
and you glide into the station proper.
Is the entire Atari ship going on into the station?
No,
Oh,
like
we're
the
too big for that.
the station space, not the station itself. I'm mixing my metaphors, not metaphors, but
We're
Words,
parked
phrases.
ourselves right beside it.
We're parked next to each other in rotation in the usual park here spot where we've been directed to by Babylon 5 crew. And we're in the let's assume in the bridge because we still need to talk to them about the drugs and stuff. Yep.
So, what is your order of importance here, Captain?
Say, best things first is for yourself, Malone. I think it might be better you talk to Baldy or little issues through for now. More likely to be friendlier to you than me.
I agree.
I think it's then myself, it's me getting Johan to the embassy. And I'll see.
Will your red phone work from here?
And now's the
Just be
best
close.
time ever to dial.
No long distance charges.
Just pick up the phone.
This phone is intended for emergencies only.
Sometimes think he doesn't want to talk.
I think he's more of a show up in a mysterious place and be without you even expecting kind of guy.
No, he's generally the one that's more likely happy to talk when he's got instructions to give to people.
Got that right. Well, all right. So I'll take turns with me. We'll deal with Sasha and the illicit drugs. I'll take a deal with Garibaldi. You take Duham and you take I'm sorry, was it Malari that wanted to go as well?
Yep.
Same way. There.
Fantastic. All right. I'll take my conversation separate with Garibaldi a little bit in private. Captain.
And I'll exit the bridge.
Just
Um,
for
Zeus raises up the point. So, do you mind if some of my crew gets some arana while we're here? I'll limit it to 1/3 at a time, if you don't mind. Or do
You
you
might
wish to
need some of
end the
this-
contact here?
no, I'm happy.
You might need some of Zeus's crew to keep an eye on Sasha's crew.
We will be arranging. Well, Colonel Malone will be arranging transport of our mutineers shortly. So I would advise best to keep your men on board, and that is out of the way. And
Of course. I always forget that I am supposed to have the French accent.
just turns
C'est
out
incroyable.
it's been an affectation by Zeus all along. He's just
No, I just, use the automatic translation software, oui. Net?
this entire automatically just translates it into American English when speak American accented English. Okay.
Yeah, croissant.
Did hear croissant as Froggy's comment.
Yeah, I know. That is why I read it aloud.
Yeah.
Very good.
I think it's also at this point that I will begin to actually notify my wife that we're actually on at Babylon 5. So if she is wanting to do something like a wee bit of shopping or stretch her legs, she has the opportunity to do so.
Are you kidding me? She's already packed and ready to go.
It's like before I even mention it, she's going, "Where's that shuttle coming up to?" Oh, right. Didn't even get the engines cooled down, and she's right.
Good lettuce.
A
Oh,
girl
yeah.
gotta take initiative, husband. Oh, also, I'm taking Miana with me. We're gonna have a girls' night out.
It's just with that. Landers goes, okay.
Got a problem with that?
No, nothing, my dear. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Good. See you in about 12 hours. Give a day.
I'm just going. This. I'll deal with it when that happens. Don't even want to think what those two are cooking up. Girls' night, my arse, though.
Well, either way, they take their own shuttle out. But you can choose to order a shuttle or use your own if you trust your own shuttle.
Has anyone from engineering been able to go over that shuttle?
Yep, they say they did. They claim they didn't find anything wrong with it.
I'm a trained shuttle pilot myself, so I'm just gonna go give it a once over myself
Mm-hmm.
to see if there's anything that would just stick out to me as being off because
Sure,
not-
intellect
there's-
pilot.
there's tricks that a pilot would do that an engineer might not be aware of. He's thinking of. Controls.
I'm a little paranoid about getting into
I'm-
a shuttle with him, but
No, we even do it on my
Holy
Okay.
schmoly!
because I know small craft, so I'll argue.
Yeah. You're like, okay, this seems okay. This seems okay. That seems okay. That's not okay. This. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
that explosive device doesn't really belong there.
Yeah,
No,
it's how do you call it? It's minor. Like somebody left you a booby trap that when you fly this thing out, it will fry the controls or something, and you're that's it going somewhere. But it's hidden in a place where engineering wouldn't look.
That's what happened last time.
Yeah, Landis disconnects that. There.
Does land roll me electronics, please.
Electronics
Computers.
and I can do it on electronics.
Yep. That's with education.
Okay.
That's the day Lennis died. Well,
No.
Yep.
He's a trained Navy man.
Turns out, while it was well hidden, it was not well secured. So it's like, yeah, you played this prank to your comrades back in the days, and you used a lot fancier technology than these bozos.
Yeah, but I didn't use full scale explosives. Mine would just give off a wee bit of smoke to panic.
Yeah. So you take out this half a thick stick of dynamite. And
Yeah. Landis is a wee bit white with that because and I'm guessing that's the only other thing I find.
that's the only thing out of order you find.
That's like I'll then start shuttle prep in that case.
Okay. So who you taking on your shuttle? And these two bozos and what about Mr. Howard?
I mean,
I think Mr.
Mallone's-
Howard's gonna go with Malone and Sasha and crew. Thinking,
You're gonna order in a
Yeah.
security shuttle to take them in, or
I haven't talked to Garibaldi, but that is what the plan is. That's
Yeah. So I think for myself, I'll just be taking Duhan and Fear. I might bring. I'm just thinking of best to have redundancy just in case something else happens. Bring a second pilot with me.
but
In pilot.
For you.
I feel like there's an order of operations that needs to happen first before we say Terrence goes with anybody.
Yeah.
please enlighten me.
Who is in the pilot seat? Because that makes the difference
Of the shuttle or of you?
of me.
Okay. That's
Of who's controlling the body right now.
Okay.
I can roll a D6 and I can say, okay, I can roll a 1D3 and we'll say 1 is Terrence, 2 is the doctor, 3 is Slack. And then we'll see what happens.
You roll me intellectual. I have a difficulty here.
Oh wow.
You pass the difficulty, so you get to choose who's in charge.
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm trying to feel like
You can make that choice with a D6 if you want to, but
Yeah.
yes.
it's the player choice.
Hold on. So okay, I'm rolling. Okay, so hey, good thing for computers. I can roll 1 is Terrence, 2 is a doctor, 3 is Slack.
Right.
Did it come up? 2.
Two.
So the doctor is in control. So if the doctor's in control, the doctor would have already left the ship. As soon as Babylon 5, she would have been on the shuttle probably with Miana and with Ariana.
Okay,
It's
that
turned out it's
that
actually
shuttle
more
is...
of a girls' day out. more
Ladies'
than-
night out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, she has to deal with Talia and
Yeah, well, the shuttle...
But does that mean that she wouldn't have found the explosives because Landis didn't
Wrong
find it?
shuttle.
That's not
Wrong
right.
shuttle.
Different shuttle.
Because
shuttle. It's
there is a
different
shuttle that arrives to an airlock that is not locked up.
Yeah.
You do have several
Mhm.
Yeah, this is
to
the
pick up
taxi they call.
the girls, and apparently a third girl is about to barge in.
Okay,
Yeah, well,
that's fine.
and they are
that's
like,
who's
yeah,
in
sure.
charge.
Yeah,
Poor
sure.
Malone's feeling abandoned.
Because I mean, she would talk them up. She would definitely shit talk.
I like where this is going.
Landis,
I love where this is
you know,
going. I want this to happen. This is
You know,
fantastic.
Yeah,
She would tell him-
Landis like that's anything different.
Because now we
at
get
all.
to see her perform with the girls. And, anyways,
You know, like, you deserve so much better. She knows a little bit about Centauri hierarchy. She's like, you should be married to he let you down. That's all I'm saying. He let you down.
I used to be married to a count, but no, I'm married to this barely a noble.
Yeah, you are stronger than me because if someone disappointed me in the many ways he disappointed you, I would have left long time ago.
You are a sensible one for a human.
Of course. But like I said, I have a certain set of skills, and if you need assistance, I mean, I might know a guy who knows how to make sure money goes from one account to another, just to make sure you are well taken care of. I can talk to somebody. Just, keep it in your mind.
Oh, I will. So, which one of the personalities am I talking to now?
And
This is Dr. Townsend.
Dr. Townsend.
Ah, yes, the lady mind. Yes,
Yes.
that does explain a few things. Now, come on, we're having a girls' night out.
I mean, I do have an appointment to make, but I will. It's been a while, so I would love to have a girls' night out.
Excellent.
I mean, you will have to,
I know
excuse my dress.
No, don't use that about that. We're gonna fix that as soon as we get to the circular. I know just what would suit you. I have the perfect suede in mind.
Dr. Townsend is all for this.
Amazing.
You're gonna look absolutely fabulous in a ball
Dr.
gown.
Townsend makeover. I could literally write this script right now, guys.
I'm more imagining like Terrence coming back, he's just like waking up, and he's just looking at himself in the mirror and he's going, what the fuck has happened?
Pretty much.
There has to be a point where Malone at some point walks, meets Dr. Townsend all dolled up.
I'm just wondering how many times this happened before.
Yeah.
Sure. Also, I can just imagine Landis going through bank account later in the evening going, I thought I had more zeros on my account than this.
All right, I'm used to a 0 in the account. I'm used to more of them though. Why is it 3 of them? An adult.
000.00. Yeah, there you go.
There's only $3,000 left in your bank account.
So, while
2,000
these guys
credits.
are attempting to manage shuttle security, the other shuttle does arrive at the Babylon 5, and let's see how you ditch these other two ladies for appointments while they are almost literally dragging you to Zogalo for your makeover.
Oh, God. How am I supposed to ditch them?
Yeah, these are like the entire shuttle ride. The two are conspiring. Like, I mean, yeah, they are doing this. How do you call it? Rapid fire discussion between themselves. A lot of it is in Centauri, so because it's fast rapid fire, it pretty much goes over Townsend's head because I recall she's not fluent in Centauri.
She is not. Only Terrence is.
Are they
is
actually dragging her like between, like is like Townsend between the two of them? They're dragging her.
Yeah,
Interlinked
literally
arms.
when the ship docks, they go one-handed, hand in both arms and start walking around. And Townsend looks like this pimp with two sexy ladies going through the security.
Oh,
I am stuck in it between a rock and a hard place.
Which one's
Literally.
the rock
Welcome
and
to
which one's
my
the hard
world.
place?
I want a divorce, as Londo would say.
Fantastic.
Hilarious. I love it.
So they are taking Townsend by arm to the Zogalo to get dressed. And what is your plan to get out of this? The first part is from security to Zogalo. They are holding him by arms, literally chatting occasionally in English, but every now and then doing a quip in Centauri. Apparently they are hiding something because they're keeping it to themselves with the language choices.
And are they giggling?
Yeah.
A lot of giggling.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
assuming going through security checkpoint is like one person at a time, right?
No, it's just ID
Was a
scans.
mistake.
So
I just- uh, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
wouldn't this be?
Tim wants to go
Narn?
along with this. I think that's
Also,
the
wouldn't
thing.
this be
I guess
like,
I feel like
Narn
who's
security at the gate? Also,
what?
it would also be Narn security at the gate.
Yep, there is non-security at the gate, but neither of these ladies seem to be minding that. And the non is like, why am I being treated so well? But
I just realized I don't have any ID that would work. Oh, but then again,
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
This is gonna deal with that.
Yeah. So
I mean, technically, I'm still stronger than them.
yeah,
even in my man
hand on
bod.
my wife.
I mean, if
guide you.
if everything goes according to plan, I won't give a damn.
yep.
I will just, firmly be like, I will meet you in the shop, but I do have a previous appointment that I do have to get to.
With who?
Another woman. Sorry.
Yeah, like another female associate.
Well, bring her along. We can make it a bigger party.
I will
She can
ask
meet
her.
us at the clothes store while you're tying on clothes. You can give her a call. We'll wait.
Okay.
There's a public terminal over here. You can make a call. We'll be just.
I mean,
here.
I have to go to the public terminal anyway and figure out where. I mean, I have to figure out where the Talia Windsor's even is at.
Shit.
Actually, no. I will go into the recesses of my mind and say, is there anything you can do about these two women?
Yes, but you would need to give me control.
The sooner you're gone, the sooner you can keep your part in the bargain, yes?
Yeah.
All right, well then, have fun, I guess.
Close your eyes, breathe in, and relax.
And she does so. This is Rooster's fault. If anything happens to Landis' wife, it's Rooster's
Bullshit.
fault.
Who?
He gave you choices who to control at every point.
You are blaming the gun for people getting
Oh
shot.
my god.
Hey, I don't control the gun.
You're
Yeah,
like, I'm
you
gonna
just
make
pulled the
sure
trigger.
it's spin it exactly this way.
Like, hey,
and-
you gave me the tumor. I did not give me this tumor. I gave myself 3, did not give myself 4 or 5.
You took in the
Or
extra
6.
tumor voluntarily.
You could have gone with me, and we could have gotten Sasha. You would have been
Hey, man.
safe with Malone.
So,
Yes, Terrence would have, wouldn't you? Terrence would have.
so this is what happens.
Mhm.
Townsend feels exhausted when she comes to again.
Mhm.
The 2 Centauri women are nowhere to be seen. You are still at the public terminal, and there is the wave of tiredness going around, your head pounding in agony. But
You didn't kill him, did you?
no, I just
Okay.
made them forget about waiting for you.
Oh, all right. I mean, I honestly I don't know if I actually would care if you did kill him, but that is a moral quandary for another time.
Ooh,
No, it
Uh,
would have been too much noise.
That is understandable. She was a mad scientist. I don't know why anybody's surprised.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this all tracks, yes.
I mean, she's a mad scientist. I feel like everybody's like, no, she's crazy. She's crazy.
Just because
okay.
she's a doctor doesn't mean that she's nice.
Exactly.
Just
All
because
right.
she has doctor
Have you
material
met
doesn't mean
Terrence?
she's
Have you
sworn
met
the
Terrence and his
hypocritical.
creations? Come on,
Go. Yeah.
they're all
So
different levels of fucked.
exactly. Now I will look at whatever like Psychor here, and then
Yep, there is exactly one Psycorps registered telepath on the station. And there is the prices for telepath consultations and price negotiations and whatnot, and there's a contact form where the order service is, and the usual.
that makes sense. I will request a consultation.
Right, the next available consultation is tomorrow at 2.
No, I can't have this one in my head that long. I just go to her place.
Yeah, it states that the office hours are almost gone. So she still should be in her office if she's not on a gig at the address provided there.
Public address of her office.
Yeah. I will attempt to go to her office because the sooner this woman's gone, the better my life would be.
Meanwhile, the rest of you lot have gotten into the shuttle and are on your route to Babylon 5. I do believe it's Malone and Landis and Mr. Duhan.
Malone? No,
No, I thought I was gonna.
Oh, you're staying behind.
I'm
Malone's
staying
going
behind
with
because
Sasha.
I'm contacting Garibaldi,
Yeah.
sending a.
You're calling him. Okay, instead of yep. So
Yeah.
let's deal with that.
We could just have it assumed that he's sending somebody over because I want to see what's going on with Landis and Duhan.
Okay, we'll assume that because it's pretty standard affair. Security link.
Large amounts of drugs, a bunch of prisoners. That's
We don't need to spend camera time there. There's very little drama going to be happening there. Please continue with this.
So Landis
What, you
and
mean there's
Duhan
no
arrive. At,
Malone bromance with Garibaldi? Is that all over now?
So, Captain Cortez and the unidentified unidentified Minbari arrive at the security checkpoint. Oh, by the way, what sort of preparations did you do for Mr. Duhan?
I have a question. In normal circumstances, if somebody from Minbar shows up at the station, why would they have?
A
They wouldn't
Minbari
have
passport.
station. Oh, well, I could
It's-
use my Minbari passport, but it might be a little out of date.
They're just looking at going,
I don't think this is gonna work. I kind of don't want the world to know.
See, normally it's all digital now, and you come in with like
It was a
floppy
paper passport, yeah. No, sorry, the
It's
Minbari
just-
were a little more advanced than that.
it's just like Landis is starting to walk to that, and he's then like seeing everyone else like showing their IDs, and he goes, "Not think of that."
Well, I wouldn't have even thought of it because
No,
That's not how
you
you
Everyone
have to
build
do
the
that on
things.
Babylon 4.
I'll be honest with
Sorry,
you. Everyone
sorry.
I've walked in with the ID. Give me a second.
It was mugged and they stole it, yes.
A second. Is there a comms term? Is there a terminal on on the docking side?
Not available to the public.
Not available to the public. I'm gonna
That-
go.
that
I'm gonna
tracks.
go up to the to the near security officer.
Yep. There's actually a human security officer waiting.
I'm wondering if you can send a note to the Minbari embassy. I have a Minbari passenger, but it appears that he's lost his identification. Talk
What?
to the embassy.
No ID? Ah. Well, that's not unusual. He could use his Minbari passport.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's why he's need to see if he can talk to the embassy to help them fix that issue. Are you able to contact them? We're happy to stay here.
Oh, yep. Let me just Hey, Jadon! Go over here. Show these two to the waiting room. And there comes this big, bulky non. This-
What the hell is that? Oh, right, I would have seen one on the ship.
Yeah, you is a few.
Yeah, you've seen the smaller versions.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He goes,
This one is like
Armed.
2 meters and looking down like
Mm.
that's almost 7 feet tall.
Landis is just going with, yeah, I'm not getting in a fight with this guy. I think I don't have enough extra appendages to take this guy in a fight.
It's red.
Of course. You follow me, Dahan. We'll get this little incident resolved.
Yeah, it's like a small waiting room with
Mhm.
enough seating for 6 people,
Mhm.
and metal walls and doors everywhere, and
Mhm.
the little glass window with the openable thingy where
Mhm.
behind which is some sort of clerk who continues to wait there. Meanwhile, Miss Townsend arrives at the door of the telepath.
She is courteous and she just rings the doorbell. She doesn't try to, pick the lock.
This storyline's been a long time coming, ever since episode 1.
Eh?
I'm not there with them.
The door opens up. And there is, come on in.
I walk in.
There is there is a blonde lady
Mm.
with the straight long hair, brown uniform, the psycho tag, the black leather gloves, sitting behind a desk, turning to look. Her smile freezing when she sees you. And that's where it all goes to black.
I expected as much.
So, Linear arrives into the waiting room. It's like, Captain Goddess. It has been a while.
Here. Yes, it has.
Uh,
I took on passage of one of your people. There's a few irregularities with it, and I think these irregularities are better sorted by your office. He's got information that you need to know.
of course. Linear?
Greetings. I am Duhan.
Linear, third Thane of Shudomo.
Duhan of the Wind Swords.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I have arranged for you to enter the station after a mandatory security screening, if you would be so kind as to follow, and we will take you to the embassy and see to your identification situation.
Thank you.
Please
I
follow
will,
me.
I will submit. Begrudgingly.
Yeah. Basically, they just walk you through an arc and they go, is that a minbar item occurring?
Yes.
We're gonna need you to hand that over for your stay.
May I hand it to Linear?
Yeah.
Okay. I hand it to Linear.
Any other weapons you're carrying at the moment?
I start taking off all my other accoutrements that could be interpreted as weapons.
They're all placed in a locked box and given to Linear to carry in. And he proceeds to guide you towards the embassy. And Captain Cortus, are you going to be joining us?
Actually, yes, I may need to have a conversation with you. So it might be a pro
Of course.
for me to kill two birds with one stone.
Here's with you too, right?
What have you got against
No, he went his own way.
flying creatures?
Human express.
You tell me you're not human.
Yes, a lot of human. They've rubbed off on me. As my ambassador will actually complain about sometimes.
There's been a lot of us.
Mhm.
We do tend to rub a lot.
Oh God, no.
This is what gives us the 18 rating. It's it's not the gore, it's not the violence, it's just the inappropriate comments, people. That's it.
Indeed.
Sorry.
Us five people, apart from Darrell there, the four of us, we could make Care Bears an adult rated film. One that you would never should be ever seeing. But it's no challenge.
Wait, that movie already exists. It's called Meet the Fockles.
The Foggers.
No. It's
no.
it's the guy
Yeah.
who did Jackson, who did King's Lord of the Rings. That was his first movie.
Peter Jackson. Yeah.
That was one of his first movies. Was Meet the Fockles, like a adult version of the Muppets. It's terrifying.
Anyway, back to the plot at hand.
I'm gonna go to horny jail.
Yes, everybody got this horny jail.
Okay, please
So,
continue.
Oh, it's
You
me,
arrive
Phoebos, you mean?
you arrive at the Minbari embassy, where Linnea is like, I am unfortunately operating on limited time. I am expected to depart the station soon. So, if you would be so kind as to be speedy with the situation, and I will do my finest to accommodate you in the limited time I have.
Well, Dehan, I think it's best if you actually just explain the situation, your story.
The ambassador here, or are you the ambassador?
No,
well,
I am
here's
the
the
ambassadorial
ambassador's
aide. The
Ah,
ambassador herself is currently occupied with other matters of station.
Okay.
She
Well, I
might
suppose you
want to
can.
know of this, though.
Yes.
Depending on what it is, I will relay the message as early as possible.
Very well.
Landis is just going to sit down with a smile on his face because he knows how Lunier's going to react. Go ahead, Dehan, just tell him.
Very well. I am a follower of Balin, and he requested that what you know of as Babylon 4, or what we call the Star of Hope, should be hidden from the minions of the shadows after the Great, well, I guess everybody calls it the Great War, each time it happens. And I was given the mission of taking the Star of Hope to an abandoned, basically planetless solar system, along with a ship to act as a waypoint, and Babylon 4 itself, or the Star of Hope, was going to become a shrine, but it had to be hidden from the shadow minions. So, while doing this transport, something unexpected happened while we were traveling through hyperspace, and we found ourselves, well, here and now. Fortunately, or unfortunately, the ship that was going to be used as the shrine was destroyed. But while we were in hyperspace, along came this gentleman, Captain Landis, with a replacement. Strangely called A New Hope. I keep saying that. And we were able to generate a jump gate large enough to get the Star of Hope out of hyperspace, and on its way to this, we figured use the same system because it's likely still be hidden, and so that's where we sent A New Hope and the Star of Hope to set up a shrine. But unfortunately, nobody in this time would know to go there. Nobody from the religious caste would know to go there to pray at this shrine, because, well, I guess from Balin's point of view, we just vanished. But we did accomplish the mission anyway, because no shadow minions at that time would have been able to find what you call Babylon 4. Because if they had found it, they might have discerned where it came from and knew enough to know that it had come from the future and set up to stop it from when it happened.
How good
makes any sense.
is Lanier's poker face?
Yes.
That, I do believe, is a deceit roll.
Hmm?
Like a
To
Centauri
detect-
noble.
To detect people's emotions is to use deceit.
Yeah.
And
Like-
to hide your emotion is to use deceit. Deceit works against deceit.
I'm not trying to be deceptive.
No.
Mhm.
It's keeping
trying to
poker face is
intuit.
deceit.
Okay.
Well, I'm guessing, would it be social or
That would be intellect.
intellect? Okay.
I guess you can use social too.
Well, I'm just thinking social because I do know Linear.
Hmm. Fair enough.
That would be my argument for it.
Linear's
think he's
poker
doing-
face is very good. He seems to be listening to it genuinely.
But he always
There
does
is
that.
there is the slight raise of eyebrow
Yeah.
when he is hearing something new.
Oh, yeah. He's
But
not.
it's more like did you know we discovered a new type of cheese? Sort of.
Yeah.
Hmm?
He's
Do
not.
I know that the ambassador is Delenn?
Yes, they mentioned Ambassador Dylan.
Yeah.
Okay. Perhaps the reason that the Star of Hope ended up coming back to this time is similar to the transformation that Delenn went through was in part to make up for the transformation that Valen went through. So perhaps the station had to return to this time to balance the fact that it didn't belong in the past.
Just to make sure we're all on the same page, Linear. Duhan here, and from the evidence I've got, is potentially around 1,000 years old. It was
I will arrange for an identification you can use
Yeah.
while on your stay on the station, and I will inform Ambassador Dylan of the situation when I meet him as I depart the embassy.
her.
Or
I would like to offer you a stay. So, do you require housing during your stay here?
if I do, yes.
Very well. I will arrange for what humans call a credit card that you can use for your stay. Please try to use it modestly. The embassy budget is limited, but do not hesitate to use it for basic necessities. I understand the prices are quite high to the recent blockade.
Is
It
there
should-
any resource I can use to try and catch up on all the time I have missed?
Yes, I will arrange for a access to the local. What was it called in this? Not extranet, but
Infonet.
yeah, some
Infonet?
Babcom.
I will arrange access to the Babcom communications unit, so you may read up on the development since your departure.
There is any chance of my being able to speak with Delenn?
There might be a
If
chance.
that,
We will discuss that soon. Until then, I will excuse myself for a moment and arrange for these necessities.
thank you,
And
Linear.
he stands up, bowing deeply, and exits the room in an orderly fashion. And in about 5 minutes, he arrives back, handing you an identification card. This holds within a modest sum of monies that you may use at the local stores and for
Thank
your
you.
habitation needs while on your stay of the station.
I can hardly wonder how much my back pay is going to be. Just
That's what-
joking. Okay,
Of course.
but not really.
Now, if you excuse me, I must meet up with Dylan at my as soon as possible, and
Yes.
he politely shows you out of the embassy.
On paper, your character might be pulling pension. On
That's what I was
paper.
thinking.
The planet that has your bank, this was destroyed 900 years ago, bro.
No, you mean Minbar? I don't think it's.
Okay, all right. This is true.
Yeah. And as soon as you're out, he proceeds to bow and leave the other way in quite a hurry.
Or Louis to. No, I guess I won't get to see that conversation. I did forget to ask about getting my weapons back. Or do people not normally bring weapons onto the street?
Let's just say they should prefer they're the ones armed. And no one else. New weapons, if you are wanting to carry, have to be hidden. If you're found, it is punishable crime.
Very well.
So, Master Quarters, what is your next plan of action?
Nothing immediate with them in Barry. For me, I'm just going for the list of everything that's going on. I think it's Galen I need to speak to. Yeah, Galen, because I need to talk to him about this issue with Terrence. If he
The
can help
techno
us.
mage.
How about we take this opportunity for a break? This is a perfect
Yeah.
spot for it.
That would be that.
Sure.
In
Let's take a break.
between storylines and
Yeah. This is an excellent opportunity for break. So we will be back at 10 to the next hour. So see you
Whoop, whoop.
then.
That's a great way of wording it. That way it doesn't matter what time zone you're in.
Yep.
Unless you're in one of those screwed up half-hour time zones.
In that case, it's only you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your Babylon project. We here continue season 3, episode 18. When? So, it is the Battle of Wits between two powerful psychics. And this is a war where the controlling mind, or the mind that is the battlefield, will need to survive as the psionic blasts rain down fire around him. Picture a battlefield, trenches upon trenches. Imagine World War One, and the shells are raining down. The enemy is coming over. The enemy is
Coming over
coming
the hill.
towards you.
What's
Rifles at
that
hand.
coming over the hill? And I'm going to stop before we copyright strike this one.
And Townsend, you are in control. You can feel these massive presences around you, exchanging fire. You can literally hear the cannons roaring in the distance, explosions raining down around you, rocks hitting the sides of the trenches and falling down. Some even landing on your helmet.
Oh, Talon has like no battle experience.
Exactly.
She spent her entire time like in a lab.
Other than Terrence.
Well, in my mind, I'm my own personal person, so Terrence is somewhere out there in the distance.
Yeah.
Go find
Um,
Terrence then. In your mind.
Okay, so knowing what may have happened, is it safe to say? Is it okay to say that she's assuming this is some type of mental battle that's happening currently, and this is some type of weird visualization that's
That is a
going through?
completely reasonable assumption for somebody in her profession. Yeah, she is attributing the battle she's seeing in her mind in terms she can understand. So she's picturing it in this trench warfare that is taking a massive beating. So what is her action going to be?
Very likely, if this is some type of mental battle, she's going to look for a place of importance that, because like all minds, as a brain works, it's supposed to its chief job is try to protect or save whatever. She's going to look for that point where the mind is trying to protect itself, because that's probably the focal point of where the actual power is probably going to be arranged at.
Yeah. Well, she begins to look around, I assume, in where she is. It is a lifting head a bit, looking around. As she does that, another one with a rifle goes over the parapet and not parapet, the wall of the trench. What word was that?
Trench.
Yeah, trench. Okay, just missed it because I said the same word at the same time. But yeah, taking a shot, and then there's this boom. His head explodes and he falls down on the bottom of the trench, right next to Townsend. Townsend, what is her reaction to this?
She looks at it fairly impassively, because she's already put in her mind that none of this shit is real. She's not quite sure of what the ramifications of this could be, but in her mind, this is not real. So she would try to see if she can exert any influence in this space.
As she's standing up, she takes a shot in the shoulder and receives 3 points of damage.
Okay.
It's a grazing hit, but
or is this like mental damage or
no, it's just
actual?
Just your physical stats going down
Okay.
by 3 points.
Okay. Yeah. Still gonna try to do what she says to do. Is try to see if she can exert any type of mental.
Right. So focusing her mind and attempting to modify the situation somehow.
Modify situation, see if she can because in her head she's saying, okay, this must be Terrence's inner psyche because he is a soldier. So she's going to try to move this try to see if she can exert influence to move this to a less volatile, field,
Like a hospital scene?
like hospitals, motherfuckers playing chess, something something where the battle still can take place, but it's someplace where it's not people shooting at nobody.
Okay. Roll me intellect.
Do, 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 do. 10.
Good.
Yeah. The situation changes. Just as predicted, this is nothing but a fabrication of your dream. Though you do still have a wound on your shoulder when you when the situation changes, and you find yourself in a giant chessboard, standing in the middle of it,
Wizard's chess.
and you can see this giant pawn being moved forward right next to you. Boom. It's diagonally towards you. And behind you, there's countless pieces. You can't see the players, but you can see another piece being moved on the opposite side. And it lands next to you as well. Then the piece that landed next, first piece, the pawn that moved first, is now moving, and it's taking the side step to land on top of you.
I move out of the way.
Roll me endurance.
What do you mean? The place you just shot me?
Turns out you don't have the strength to move out of the way. The piece lands on you, and you take 3 points of damage. And you appear on another place on the chessboard, another pawn, right next to the leftmost knight.
She doesn't like this because in her mind, she's always the fucking queen. So
This is wait. What color are you? Are you black or the white piece?
black, please. All my characters.
The brain illusion does not offer colors. You just know that those are the enemy and these are the friendlies. The pieces continue to move around
the
you.
question is there any, I mean, okay, she's a smart woman. She's played chess countless times. There has to be some type of, like, there's a method to this. It's not just, pieces randomly doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I don't know what role that is, but what can she gain from, like, the advantage of what's going on here is, like, as far as
right. Her experience in brain studies shows that this is working with the rules of the chess vaguely, but it is still her trying to interpret this the psionics at work. The power balance is equal enough for it to seem like it's turn-based.
okay.
And things are happening that she has very little control over directly.
Well, like, she could care less, like, who I guess who wins. She could care less. It's more about what influence could she exert because she doesn't know who's like, can she differentiate like, okay, that shadow over there is Talia Prime, this shadow over here is the bitch I don't trust, but I'm apparently helping.
Yep.
Okay.
She can make that difference.
All right. So
Enemy is the Talia Prime.
okay. So and this is all happening in Terrence's mind,
Yeah.
right?
Assumably?
Presumably. I mean, okay. So she doesn't know if this will work, but she's literally just going to, they're psychics, so she's going to kind of just focus her attention on the one she's not helping and just like focus her thoughts of that and just blatantly like just start humming some of the most asinine children nursery rhymes, row your boat, whatever, and just kind of focus it on the enemy to kind of like hopefully like interrupt her thought patterns because she's focusing so much on one thing that these errant impulses coming at you sometimes can cause you to rapidly change your thoughts when you're trying not to.
Okay. That is clearly something that I would call a persuasion check.
What's
Or
the
deceit
bet
check.
if Townsend's successful, she might find herself getting targeted.
Well, she's hoping she can do this. I don't like she would. I have no clue where none of these. Ugh, God damn it! Hate this character sheet. There we go. Oh, with persuade, because I mean she's. Can I convince you this is more of a medical role or her science role? Because she's trying to more science is to, misalign her like neuros. Because I don't feel like I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel like it's persuade because she's not actually trying to convince her to do anything, convince her to do anything.
I think
She's
Rooster
more
wants
trying.
you to roll low.
I think he does. I mean, it's more about her trying to use her scientific thinking and say, okay, these are things that interrupt neural pathways when someone is intent on something. So she's doing this more from a
Okay, fair point.
science background more than she's like, hey,
Yeah.
look, she don't give a fuck, whatever.
Okay,
but
intellect science.
intellect science. Eight. Ones just keep coming back for me.
Given all the bodies around, it's more like
Story
intellect
demands it.
seance.
This is the final battle, man.
It's the fight. No, I'm not going to start.
She's just trying not.
Straight.
She's just not trying to keep getting squashed by chess pieces for random reasons.
So, the
You
situation
did.
changes. The chess room, or the chess vanishes. And instead, you find yourself in an operating table. Next to an operating table. Hands have rubber gloves. You're holding a scalpel. There's there's a Talia in front of you on the operating table. Her head opened up, brains visible, and a nurse going, Doctor, we're losing her. You have to operate now. And that nurse is also looking like Talia underneath all those scrubs.
Do I have a knowing of which Talia is which?
You have the knowing that if you fail this operation, you lose.
If I fail the operation, I lose.
Yes.
God damn it. Okay. I guess I'm doing brain surgery. All right. So what is that? Okay, then I take the scalpel. Well, if her brain's already open, I already have the scalpel hand. I take my forceps and I take my the weird little like brain needles they have in order to excise tumors, whatever, and start doing the surgery to repair the brain. I like slap the scalpel. He's like, "What are you trying to do? Kill her?" And I grab the right tools.
Yep.
Okay. So is that just a medicine check?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Education. Alright. The hands begin to move as you intend. Everything is going exactly as is, and then Terence wakes up. Terence notices that he's standing in the middle of some sort of a walkway, people passing left and right. His mind feels oddly clear now. It's like there is less weight on it.
Walkway where?
You look around and there's lots of aliens going by, and seems to say level 3.
Don't even remember how I got here. Kind of like look at my hands and stuff to kind of,
You
get a
communicate
feeling
with
of surprise.
creeps.
Hello?
Hey Alicia, where are you? We're waiting for you at the store.
Who did they say?
Ariana.
Who's it? Who's it?
Ariana Cortez?
I'm so confused right now.
Where are you?
Level 3?
Okay, stay there, we're coming to get you.
Wait. Did she call me Alicia? What the fuck is going on? I just kind of just like look lost in the middle of the middle of this walk. Like I don't remember how I got here. Like, is there like nothing familiar around me?
Well,
Other than
well,
like,
it
okay, I'm
does-
assuming I'm Babylon 5.
yeah, it doesn't look like the levels you usually are at.
Kind of like, like rub the back of my head, and I'm just kind of like, that was like, then I immediately like contact the colonel, like, Colonel.
Meanwhile, the colonel, colonel on the ship gets, on the bridge, the
Actually, I think
helm-
by this time. Oh yeah, go ahead.
the helm officer goes, "Sir, we have a non-cruiser approaching."
A Narn cruiser.
Yes, one of
Put it
those
on the
big
screen.
ones.
Give me some more information.
Yep, there's a Jacon class heavy cruiser on the screen, and it's just arrived through the hyper gate and approaching you. Your location. I don't detect a weapon slot, but it is approaching us.
Go to level 2. I want everybody at their stations. The reason you learn is yet. Try to hail them. Let's see what's going on here.
Yes, sir. Proceeding to hail them.
Zeus, level 2 security. Be ready on the stations. Do not warm up any weapons unless I say the command, but I want people standing by.
Well, you receive acknowledgement from the non-cruiser. This is Captain Jadok. How can we assist you? Centauri vessel.
Captain Jirok, this is Malone. You seem to be approaching really awfully close to our ship.
Yes, we are on a patrol route around Babylon 5. You happen to be in close vicinity of it. Our approach is nothing personal. We are merely here to support the station.
I'd like to see.
This is the point where your personal communicator begins to flare up.
Hold that thought. This is Malone. Make it quick and snappy.
Do you know how I got here?
Do you know where my mommy is? Sorry, that's what made me.
He's freaking out right now.
I appreciate that.
Oh my
Are you my mommy? Dr. Who.
Terrence, is that you?
I know.
Yeah. I'm on level 3 of Babylon 5, and I have no clue how I got here.
Shit! Shit! Shit!
And Landis's wife is coming to find me, and that scares me more than waking up not knowing where I'm at.
Shit. All right. Stay cool. Just go with them. I'll try to communicate with you shortly. I've got a situation up here now.
Okay. I don't want to, but I guess.
Where exactly are you at level 3?
I'm kind of
There's
looking around
room
like,
number 15 next to you.
there's a room 15 next to me.
You just remember waking up there and that's it?
Like, pretty much, like, I blinked and I was here.
Here's my instructions for you. Stay with me, Anna. Stay with me, Anna. Don't say anything. Stay out of trouble and be with somebody who can keep eyes on you at all times. I'll be down as quickly as I can to meet up with you.
Okay.
Over and out. I got finished with this situation now. I'll get back to you. Sorry about that.
It's not like I have a ship to run here.
Routine patrol. Do you need us to get move out of the way, or are you gonna?
No. As long as you stay still, there's nothing wrong. Our course is near in proximity, but we are able to maneuver around you.
Very well.
As long as you stay still and your weapons stay unprimed, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, we don't plan on starting any fights if you're not either.
No. We have no desire to fire upon anyone at this given time.
Good. Neither do we. It's very well nice meeting you. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of things to attend to. I will make sure the ship stays clear. Have a good day. Click.
Meanwhile, yeah, the security shuttle should be here in 5 minutes. We received confirmation that it has departed Babylon 5. Shall I get the Sons of Zeus to position?
Yeah, Sons of Zeus. This is Malone. Delay that order. Everything's fine. Get everything prepared for moving the personnel. We're getting ready to move. Get ready to move the personnel. Security is going to be here shortly. I'll meet up with you.
And Malone, what do you do now?
Who isn't besides me? Who else is here on the bridge for me to put in control?
There's Freja and Vanur on the bridge with you. Dujar is somewhere on the ship.
Vanur. Fraser,
Yes, husband?
keep the ship steady. Keep the ship steady. Vanur, I'm putting you in charge. Make some decisions. Everything should be fine.
Oi.
We'll
I have seniority here.
Say what?
Fraser is like, oi, I have the seniority here. I've been in this
Yeah.
ship longer than average.
You know what? That's a good
Vanur
point.
Vanur is like, hey. I didn't just go
That is a good point. Fraser, you're in charge. But
about fucking time.
don't, as you heard security, no need to move the ship.
Fine.
Keep in contact. I'll be back. You got the con.
Seriously, showing favoritism to the wife. How dare you?
Nepotism
I'm screwed either way.
rules.
I do have a
Screwed either
question.
way. And yes, marriage to Malone comes with perks.
I do have a question for Terrence. Is he like right dab in the middle of the walkway, or is he like closer to door 15? Like-
He's like standing like 6 feet away from the door 15.
Is his hands covered in blood? Is there blood anywhere?
He was just standing there. Nobody's even paying him extra attention.
His
I don't
clothes
know.
are intact. That
You know
sort
what?
of thing.
I'm just going to like ring the doorbell of this because maybe I was going here and I just don't remember, or maybe this person knows why I'm here.
Literally gave you directions of what to do. Please ignore them and ring that doorbell. I want to see what happens.
Yes.
The door.
But I can talk.
The door.
Arm still
The
attached?
door quickly opens, and behind you see a very confused looking man going, yes.
Did I come from here?
No.
Okay. That's it. Thank you. I just kind of walked to the other side, like,
Blink, blink.
yeah, like, the fuck is happening?
You could
You
have
just-
not made that any more awkward than if you just went, "Are you my mummy?" You know.
Well,
It
look,
would just
hey, you go to sleep and then you wake up in the
I
middle
know.
of a fucking space station. You're like, wait a minute,
I would think you'd be used to this by now, though.
huh? Well, it's
Isn't
No, it's
Terrence
different.
used to waking up in random places?
Well, it's a little bit different. It's when it's initially when he first when this is happening, there's more of a transition. He kind of is aware that somebody was there, but just like strong up, hey, you wake up and you're just there. That's a bit different.
Plus, I'm
Like-
sure his brain is all groggy still from a bunch of weird
Yeah,
psychic
'cause-
damage that just happened.
Yeah. Because usually he would like, oh, somebody was here and now I'm here. So now I need to figure things out. This was just, hey, you fucking woke up. No person transitioning with you. You just woke up. Now he's just confused because he doesn't know what happened.
Exactly.
This is so far outside of the norm.
Meanwhile, down below, a Minbari and a Centauri meet the Technomage.
I mean, that sounded like the start of a very bad joke there. I mean, Barry and the Centauri walked into a bar.
No, Minbari and the Centauri walked down below. And never,
These are the
never,
quarters
never
I get?
asking
Wow, they don't like me.
people. Yeah. There's lots of angry glares around there towards the Minbari, but
Where's the
you
Minbari?
find
I thought it'd be the Centauri there. Oh no, I don't look like a Centauri at the moment. Thank goodness.
also they're not nuns mostly. These are mostly humans. Down below is mostly
Ah.
humans.
So they look like you.
So you find yourselves at the door of Galen's Exotics.
He
And I'm ju-
advertises?
Let's just say everything Technomage does is advertisement in some form or manner.
It
True.
is called branding. Says the man behind the desk. Now, I take it your mission is a success. That you come to collect.
Yes.
So what it is that you desire?
I've got an interesting proposal for you. I'm wondering if you can help.
I'm all
I
ears.
One of our compatriots had experimentation done on his mind. A human.
Sounds easy
Like-
enough so far.
Yeah. He's got multiple personalities implanted in his mind.
I see.
Is there, to your knowledge, would you have any ability to remove the additional personalities and leave the original personality intact in the body?
It depends entirely on the patient. I would need to examine the one first. I'm assuming you refer to the one known as Terence Slack Townsend and various other aliases.
Yes.
Yes, I have not had the pleasure of examining the specimen, so I cannot at the moment give you an estimate.
Can appreciate.
Is this actually Galen we're talking to?
Seems like a bold man.
Well, I'm assuming the gentleman I'm looking at is who I recognize as Galen
Hmm.
because I have come across him before.
Yeah,
I
you've
just
been
come-
introduced before.
I'm willing to. I'll be honest with you, Galen. If it
I
I'm
would
doing
be
this
surprised that you were honest with me.
the only reason why I'm considering this is because I know it means
I see.
Technomages haven't changed much in 1,000 years, have they?
No, we tend to stick to our old things. A few new spells and so forth. Oh
Shooty
yes,
bastards.
it's,
So
You
it's
are-
your fault. It's your fault that I'm here then?
I had nothing to do with that.
but you were somehow aware.
Yeah, well, that's completely different. On awareness does not imply. What's the word
Involvement.
I'm looking for?
Responsibility?
Exactly.
Put it this way, Dahan, if he didn't tell me about this, he wouldn't have had the ship.
Alas, we come full circle. Yes. So, what is it that you desire, Captain Coulters? Wealth, power, station.
Already have one of those.
No, to do the right thing, my crew.
I see.
Terrence,
Or maybe you would like revenge.
Oh, I see where this is going.
What do you mean, Galen?
Well, I have heard that you had some squabbles with certain Centauri noble in the past regarding the previous gift that my kind gave you and how that turned out.
Yes. Let's just say some upstarts called House Reaver thought that they're better than me.
So, I have here a data crystal. It's a data crystal. It might help you with that specific problem. But you obviously don't want it, so I'll just put it elsewhere and
You're speaking, you're muted.
No, I'm speaking very softly.
too softly for us to hear.
Ah, fair enough. Okay, so it's like,
Landis is swearing under his breath.
yeah, basically, yeah.
I might suggest stick to your guns, Landis. Stick to your guns.
Someone like Reefa will step out in a way that will. You'll get what's coming to him. Doesn't have to be by my hand. His actions show that eventually it'll get to the point someone will have to stand up to him. And there's more powerful houses than his. Yeah. I could have fought House Reaver, but everything I've done so far has been from my family. As scary as it could be, but through all my family, I'm gonna do everything I can to protect him. And at the moment, I either put a bullet through Terrence's head or try and help him recover.
Noble. So you want to use your favor to help your friend?
And I promised them.
Very well then. Bring your friend home. I will see what I can do.
I will try and find him.
Good. And welcome to the 22nd century by human standards. Was it the 23rd?
23rd.
23rd, yes. Either way, a 900-year difference. Hope your acclimation takes well.
Off to a resounding start.
It's at that point I will tap my communicator and I'll try and see if I can get Terrence.
Yeah, Terence is this happens. You hear Ariana going, "Hey, hey, over here!" Your communicator begins bleeping as Miana
Yeah.
and Ariana approach you, and that's Cortus.
I'm hoping I'm speaking to Terrence.
Yeah. Question. If I wanted to get rid of your wife very quickly, what would I say to her?
Tell her she's a shrew.
Tell her you want a divorce.
tell her that our taste in clothing clashes and it's out of style. That
Terrence
Come on now.
Ways-
Have a death with?
Yeah.
Death wish?
Terrence weighs his options. He's like, I'm not going to say that.
There you are. Come on.
that would solve my problem partly.
uh,
And the two girls, Miana and Ariana, proceed to flank you on both sides.
I'm like, hi. I gotta go, and I just run. Terrence is good at being. Terrence has military training.
You are dragging cultured entire woman through the slums. You realize that.
Hey man, it's a weird time. They might have tried to kill him. He don't know.
I think he means he's running away from them, not.
Yes,
running
I'm
with
running.
them.
Yeah, I'm running away with him.
No, she,
Run away
she,
from
she's
them.
leaving them in the dust, so
Yeah.
they tend to look at each other and go,
Captain, where are you? Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Colonel told me to stay here. Technically you outrank him, so I can
I'm
follow your orders.
I'm at down below. I'm at Galen's shop. I've organized if you're willing to take it, he's willing to look into your problem. That's it.
On my way. I just like run wherever that direction is.
well, meanwhile, on the ship, there is a Garibaldi standing next to Malone, hand on waist, looking at the haul of goodies. Oh, I am not surprised this much on a daily basis. But that's a lot of stuff.
Imagine our surprise when we found it as well. We had no idea it was here this entire time, and honestly, it's caused us nothing but trouble.
So you had a secret compartment with these in it.
That's exactly what happened. I swear.
You
Telling
mind me
God honest
doing a
truth.
scan of the ship just to make sure you don't have any more of these?
I'm giving you all the drugs and you want to still search for more?
Yeah,
Garibaldi,
just
come on, a little
asking
bit
if
of
you
trust.
missed any. I mean, no offense, but you're hardly a drug spotting professional.
Go right ahead. I trust my crew.
It's either that or we're the worst drug smugglers ever.
Not saying you intend, but you might have missed another hidden compartment.
Oh, don't get me wrong. There are hidden compartments here, and there are many other goodies. Drugs is not one of them.
Right.
That you know of.
He's not going to accuse you of running guns when he finds all the small armor.
We
you have.
fucking have nuclear goddamn missiles.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
nuclear arsenals, but you do have receipts for those.
Yeah, that's I call those nuclear weapons my bank account. It's not like Ariana can take that in her wallet and sell it in the Sigalo.
Oh no, actually, 2 of those are already sold, so they're just waiting for delivery.
And
No,
Malone's
I-
more than willing to let them scan because it's all the captain's fault anyway, right? Captain's responsible.
So the security crew begins the scanning operation. It's a big ship, so it's gonna take a while. So on
I
the
might
other
show 'em
side,
where the brig is and Sasha is.
yeah. Sure. Long time no see. Bite me, Mr. Garibaldi. Well, I know just the place these guys go. we have a nice comfy cell for them until we can figure out what to do with those. But yeah, maybe
Fantastic.
we'll do a prisoner exchange with Dawn or something. We got some work for you. But anything else you want to get over your heart, Mr. Malone?
Nothing else. I mean, it's been a long time. Our little side project is going well.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
How's news with you?
Yeah,
I mean,
nothing
you've been
much.
gone for about 2 months. I'm sure you've had your share of adventures.
Well, nothing really big since the war launched during the war. It's all been rather quiet. Like, the captain is having some mental anguish on how to win the war, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, well, I fear those moments of silence just before the attacks.
On that note, I need to get back to the station. We are expecting the new Warlord ambassador any moment now, so I better be on my station.
Sure, of course.
I'm gonna leave my lieutenant here to take care of the scanning and.
Come on, Garibald, there's nothing here. Let's just all go. Do you mind even dropping us?
Yeah, I can take you onto the Babylon, but just for being throughout, I'll leave my guys to do the scan. You can have your guys watch my guys, but they're not gonna be stealing anything. They're just gonna make sure you don't have any more of this contraband.
Very well.
If they find any more drugs, we just assume it's the same batch you try to give over, and so forth. Don't worry about that. But hey, you needed a ride. Anywhere special? On the station, that is. I can just choose to park.
I need to get to level 3 as quickly as possible.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get you there.
I definitely would have been like, called him as I'm running through the halls, apparently.
Yeah, but that comes in later.
It's more comical that I'm chasing after you.
But
He gets there in time to see the two women standing there going, "Where did he go? Where did he go?"
it was just here.
That's actually that
It's a-
tracks.
Hey, Malone,
What are you guys doing here?
we were looking for Alicia. She was right here.
Really?
Ran
Well,
away from us.
follow me. I know. I'm really good at tracking where she's at.
Okay, we'll follow you. And cue the Benny Hill music.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, I do assume you guys don't leave the Galen's shop of exotics.
We're waiting for
Or are you?
parents.
Yeah. So that doesn't take long. It's like half an hour until Terence shows up, because Terence has been to down below before. Takes more time to find out where this Galen is than it does to get to the right to the place. But yep.
She's just
Welcome, Terrence.
Oh,
He
the
prepared to be
famed
amazed.
Mr. Terence.
did I come on here with you guys?
No, you came
No.
with Ariana and Miana
Yes.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
for a ladies' night out. They called it, I believe.
I don't remember that.
I'm assuming it was The dear doctor.
Yes. Now, why don't we skip the placenta and get the patient on the table? And the room clears up and it turns into what looks like a shady hospital room. There's like this
Shady.
operating table there,
Okay.
there in the middle, and there's ornamentation on the walls that seems more befit a voodoo hut than a hospital room.
Terrence is
And
having
everything is
PTSD
dark gray.
flashbacks.
Ooh.
Galen, is there any need for the theatrics?
Yes.
Terrence is having flashbacks. You see him start just kind of like rubbing his his
Mages
arms.
always hide what they're doing so that nobody can figure out what they're doing.
Can
Even
you
it's like, here, have an aspirin.
can you have a different atmosphere? Just kind of bad memories.
Fine. And now it's a tiki hut.
Oh, okay. Well,
There's even,
strange.
it even seems like through the walls comes sunlight. Like it's made out of these little reeds, and the sunlight coming through between them into the room. And there's this made out of straws and reeds and bamboo sticks, the bed over there. Better?
yes.
Please lay down. Let me do my work.
I lay down.
He sighs and walks to the bed. Hovers the hand over Terence's head, Terence's face, mumbling something that sounds like a spell, like in nomine Patris. That's weird. I do not find Miss Townsend anywhere. Nor this Talia person you told me about.
What?
What?
No. Neither of them are present. I do see 3 personalities.
Wait, what? There's still 3 there? Wait a minute. Is that 3 including me?
Yes. It's you?
I could win.
There is the one identified as Slack. And the third one that refuses to identify. How odd.
Your prison
Shadow
savior.
technology. You've been experimented on by people with access to this level.
Dr. Townsend. Now she's not there, which scares me even more.
Oh, it was Gray, Elias Gray.
Now that you mention it, yes, there is an imprint of Elias Gray in here. Syria Planum. Experimentation room 72. Shall I play it back for you? Or would you prefer just the memory implantation? Or do you want me to erase this completely? It is your call as you are the patient. Do you want to remember? Or do you just want the pain gone?
Home movies.
This is like a hard choice.
I can.
For the record, Malone is not there for the record.
Yeah.
No.
I can block these other 2 from taking control. But it does have its consequences.
So many options. None of them good. Well, I would like to replay the memory because I promised him that no more secrets, and I kind of point towards Landis. So I would rather not have anything come back from my past to come and harm my future.
Of course.
And is there any way to take them out and not block them? Because I feel like block means they have a chance of breaking free one day.
Taking them out. Well, it is an option, but it would mean diminishing your capacity to think.
Are you basically saying
It's a
you take them?
Ice cream
You
scooping,
have to
scooping them out.
lobotomize. Oh my!
You gave Firm Malone nanites, and you're telling me I have to get a lobotomy?
He didn't have extra pieces in his brains, he just lacked some.
Oh shit! I feel really. I need some burn cream, bro.
Ding.
But this is actually true. Yes.
Okay. Am I in any danger with the two personalities gone? Did that do anything to me? My brain.
If I am to erase these two entities, it means your brains will take considerable amount of time to heal, even with the nanites I would implant in there. And there is no guarantees that you will retain your current cognitive ability.
And what's the bad if you block them? Like what's the other shoe? Go ahead and just drop it.
If I block them, you retain your current cognitive abilities, but you will regain the control, even unconscious. You must allow them to take the wheel for them to be able to do anything.
So they would still be there. It's just you've got the on-off switch. Well, at least you have the off switch. I'm not sure about the on switch.
Exactly the on switch you have, you can turn them on. You don't have the ability to turn them off once you give them control.
And if he was to give them control, would they then be in the same situation that he have over them?
No. The situation would be one-way only. One-way control only. They, once they turn unconscious, would lose any control, and the control would return to Terence. But there is also the probability that once I scoop out what you don't need, the brain will heal even better than it was before. I probably should have mentioned that one. But there's also the chance that the complete opposite
Typical
happens.
technomage.
I feel like damn if you do, damn if you don't. Ticking
Yes.
time bomb or
Why don't you play the message first and see the replay the memory first and see how you
Play
feel
the-
afterward?
let's do that one.
Yeah.
So, Malo, you arrive at the door of Galen's Exotics. The door is closed, with Ariana and Miana in tow.
Yeah.
Here, I am going to play out the events. Someone's at the door. He waves his hand, and you can see through the door that there is 3 people behind it, but the people on the other side can't see it.
I've not been able to get a hold of him, and I know that he's in here. I could track him really good. He left signs everywhere. He was in a hurry.
I think it may be more appropriate. Errands that have will you allow me to open the door?
Well, it is the patient's call who he wants in on the operation.
Like I said before, I would prefer if you and the colonel are here because you don't trust me. And maybe me letting you know this is a sign of me trying to trust you.
So shall we send the Minbari away?
I mean, I feel like he's a temporal paradox, but I mean, he can stay also.
The door opens, revealing the tiki room on the other side that looks like it should be on a beach, and you can even hear the seagulls
Yeah.
through the thin straw walls.
There's that little crashing of a wave in the
Yeah.
far distance, and the
Yeah.
absolute noticeable sea smell in the air. What in
Step on
tarnation?
in. Ladies, you are unfortunately not invited. Continue on your journey. Ariana,
Leaving them down below.
Ariana goes
Ooh.
like, "You did," and the door closes.
Galen, you don't by any chance will give, just for free, a recording of Ariana's face for that. I've never seen her that shocked
I will
before.
throw that in for free.
I would appreciate that.
Angry waifu.
Now, let us get on with the programming. Welcome, Mother. And the tiki room vanishes. Instead, you find yourselves in a dingy, dark room with metal walls, psycho insignia on one hand, and there is clearly Terence is where he is, laid down, but somehow Terence can also see himself from elsewhere. It feels weird, but it happens. And the door opens. Dr. Alicia Townsend walks in with Mr. Gray. And they're talking. So it is impossible to find any reasonable explanation why this mind is capable of taking in all these various personalities. We have put in both of them, and he's still operating fine. The only way for us to learn more about how this happens is for someone to get in and study it from the inside and report. But we would need someone who is an expert in the field of brain surgery. So someone with similar background to yourself, Dr. Townsend? Exactly. Someone who has dedicated someone who dedicated their life to studying the brains of other people, but finding somebody that educated and volunteering to go inside is not only impossible. I agree. And man proceeds to jab a syringe inside Townsend. There. What? And she falls down. And afterwards, in walks a psycho agent. Who proceeds to go, "Now, Mr. Terence, welcome your last occupant." And he places his hand on Terence's forehead and on Townsend's forehead. And the transfer begins. The knowledge flowing in.
Mhm.
You recall the memories of that happening. You recall being present, but not being able to do anything about it. and it's like a party in your mind where all four of you discuss each other, making agreements. And then the show is over. It appears Psycho has something to do with this. This is the only memory of the soul that is available. The only one they didn't scrub. Perhaps they failed to notice it. Some special significance to one of them. Able to protect
Oh.
it.
It's a clue. They wiped my memory too, and I held on to one tiny fragment. My brain just couldn't let it go. That's what that was.
Perhaps. While my knowledge is great, human brains is not one of my specialities. And it appears that we do lack the brain specialist in our party.
So she's gone. How? What happened, Terrence?
Ah,
You're muted, buddy.
I don't know. Talia's gone. She's gone.
it is.
For a second, I was more imagining that as an Italian accent of a certain Italian plumber.
Perhaps we should have a psionic take a look inside. While my abilities are great, psionics is not one of them. There are locks I cannot open.
What probably happened is she got her wish and she finally got out. I don't know how or who or when.
Yes. There is only one human telepath on this station. There might be Centauri ones, but they do not keep logs of the Centauri telepaths, as they do with humans.
Of course, I should have warned her. Doesn't take my calls.
I have no clue who you're talking about right now. Are you talking about the Talia chick you were talking about?
Yeah, after this, I'll make sure to
Oh no,
check up on her.
it's been a year since Talia left the station.
And who did he see early? Wasn't a redhead.
And that's where we end the session.
Oh, you rat! You rat!
Hey, I was trying to figure out the years because I'm just going. Hold on, didn't Control happen the year before?
Derek doesn't know. Derek has no idea.
Mm.
Derek just knows he's a fucking psycho experiment now. That's all he got.
Yeah. What?
Because when
What
you described
am
the
I?
person you encountered in that room, it sounded like it was Talia.
Talia.
Yeah.
But I was just double checking the
'Cause
dates, and I'm going.
Nobody else on the station ever dressed like that.
The only two human telepaths on the station that were officially on the station were Talia and Lita Alexander.
Well, and Bester.
Official. Well, officially is a lot of things.
I mean, of course, you had Iron and yeah, like the
Yeah, but
telepath.
there are only one stationed.
Yeah.
There's only two telepaths stationed on this
Stationed
station. Ever.
So
Yes. Lita, then Talia, then Lita.
Yeah.
yeah. I
So
mean,
I forgot. It's at this point. It's Lita's back on the station.
I don't know. That's somebody else's problem. Terrence needs to know if he's.
Who the hell did he see then?
I know.
I don't know.
Damn.
I need to figure out. So, do I scoop my brain out or do I just put a dam in?
Should I scoop or should
Damned
I
if you
down?
do and damned if you don't.
Well, you have a month to think about that because
Yeah.
next month is Bandland season. Bye bye.
Oh,
There we
jeez.
go.
So, how did you enjoy this? It was a
This was
little less action.
fantastic.
quite a bit.
A lot more character
Damn you,
growth and
sir, offer me Reefa.
Proud of you, John. I'm proud.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of Landis. I'm proud of Landis.
Though I am amused in the fact that what is it? Is it the next episode in the Rock No Hiding Place?
nope. 2
Oh.
episodes away.
That 2 episodes away. Okay. Reefa gets his due. Yeah.
Yeah. The way Landis is thinking about it, okay,
Well, I mean,
he's no small potatoes, you know, that's keeping him safe. And it's like, if he was to go after Reefa, it's like, okay, he might be able to take him out, but the way Reefa's going, he's probably going to piss someone else off.
I love the timing of that because that happened exactly at the time point where we end the session. Like, no, that's it. I look at the clock. It's exactly 1 o'clock, and like, and this is where we end the session. Yes, I do it again.
fabulous,
Just going,
fabulous.
thank goodness that Meet the Feebles conversation dragged it on for an extra 10 minutes where I can cliffhanger it. Thank goodness for John and Carlos for being
All the
rambling
stars are
ideas.
lining in my favor again. Yeah, excellent.
Your pacing was really good here. This was some good pacing. A lot of shit happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. There were some awkward situations there.
I still was looking forward to seeing Terrence's makeover in a pretty dress.
I mean, like I said,
that was going to be like some.
depending who was in the driver's chair was depending on how things were going to happen for Terrence this night.
Okay. Yes.
Because had it been Slack,
Yes.
something totally different would happen. And it would probably have been bad for everybody.
And the station.
Yes. Fucking Slack always.
And where did the extra drugs get to? Because you said there were less there.
Who
than there should have
knows?
been when he went to put the.
This is what Gary
Yeah.
Bolly is going to reveal to us tomorrow. Not next week, in a month's time after I've
Next
tortured
session.
you as players. Oh, sorry, did I say torture? I mean,
That's okay.
entertain you. Entertain
It's
you,
okay.
mate.
And it's
After
gonna
you
get
turn
back
out
pay
that
us,
it's gonna turn out that it's really Miana, and we're gonna have to have one of those special episodes. Special today on a special episode. Oh,
No, kids, do not
Anywho.
just grab any random powder that you see and stuff it in your face. You don't know what it is or where it's been.
by the way, I love the title this time, Wooster. Mindabout instead of Walkabout.
It was very typical.
oh, what was the title?
Mindabout.
Mindabout. Oh
When
yeah.
The actual episode was Walkabout. So
Yeah. Damn, that's so good.
I'm just trying to think of another one. Cool. No, so what did people watching? Anything stand out apart from us, the usual joking around?
Golems, apparently.
Oh, it's because why would Miana be the one hiding drugs? Because it's the person that least expects it, and it would have the most emotional impact.
no. Ariana.
No. Yeah, but
She
see.
needs spending money. Come on.
Hmm.
I mean, she's like, I don't have anything else to do in this ship.
Don't
But
take it.
The story demands during one of those special episodes that it's the person that's like, oh no, her, she's getting the one getting on drugs. No, not her. We like her. She's such a goody two shoes.
Surely
That's the
that's them
thing.
Fraser that's doing it.
I thought about that too, but she's got her own drama thing going with the husband. I mean, we could always follow that storyline. There's a whole love triangle thing going on. I don't want to get into it.
I just loved how it was like, as Mr. as I just said, yeah, that's just too much trouble for me to get myself involved in. It's just hilarious. It's like
Yeah.
I'm literally just going, it's like the perfect scandal. What? You go, no, it's just too much. And she's just going, no. Yeah, I'm like a wee country girl. A wee bit of scandal's okay, but no, that's like big city girl scandal. No, not for me.
Yeah, she wants none of Malone. She wants none of Malone because of the ridiculous love triangle he's in.
Yeah. I'll just end up as another one of his wives. Eh?
Oh boy, ridiculous.
Terrence has mines. Malone has wives.
Eh.
I have ex-wives. I should make her an ex-wife.
Collecting them.
Gotta X them all.
Gotta ex them all.
After you pokey them, then you.
Oh
Yes.
no,
Oh my god.
no.
Sorry, was that out loud? My
Yes.
You go to Horty jail.
Oh.
X or
X or
axe.
X.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good one,
I
Froggy.
think that's about enough. I think I should let you out of your misery and see you
I-
guys
It's fun, man.
in a
I still wish I
week.
could have gotten a chance to talk to Delenn and compare her to her
Great.
ancestor.
Unfortunately,
Grand.
Delenn has other issues at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was happening. Well, they
Well,
just stole Babylon 4.
yeah, this episode is about Delenn actually dealing with the Minbari.
Ah, yes.
She's on
Oh,
a
is this
battleship.
the
I believe.
reorganization of the Grey Council, isn't it?
No, not this episode. But by the way, see you guys in a week in another adventure in the Badlands.
And
Adios.
yes,
Oh, sorry.
Remember to put
Carlos,
that
take it off.
Bonus nachos, everybody.
Bonus
Bonus nachos.
bonus nachos.
Bye.